To state that climate change is upon us is stating the obvious. The impact of extreme weather events are all too evident in India. Floods, heavy rainfall, higher glacial melt in the Himalayas and the sudden appearance of cyclones in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal are visible reminders. The world is hotter now than ever before, and the goal of limiting global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius is the key agenda of COP28, the United Nations Climate Change Conference now taking place in Dubai. Key to ensuring that this happens is to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. It's a battle to save our globe as we know it, a battle where stark differences between the global north and global south need to be overcome for there to be sustainable success. In the entire north versus south debate, consider a few facts. Europe's per capita investment in renewable energy was 41 times higher than sub-Saharan Africa, which raises the question, who is going to invest in economically challenged areas? Developed countries provided only $29 billion in adaptation finance to developing countries despite the projected need of $340 billion by 2030. Africa has 40% of the world's solar potential, but only 2% of installed capacity because of a lack of investments. China and the US generated 4.4 times and 2.2 times more electricity, respectively, from fossil fuels than India in 2020. Do we not have a booming economy and population to fuel? And yet India's 5 mm PTA green hydrogen production target by 2030 is world-class, higher in fact than developed nations such as Denmark and Sweden. The transition to clean energy generates jobs. For example, energy-efficient cooling tech in India could create an investment opportunity of $1.6 trillion. It could create 3.7 million new jobs by 2040. The impact of climate change, as we mentioned earlier, is catastrophic. Here's another example. In just 4 months last year, floods in Pakistan displaced 32 million people, equivalent to nearly 50% of the displacement caused by World War II in Europe. And yet, emerging economies have only 6% disaster risk coverage, while advanced economies have a whopping 35%.